Hey, got a penny? Of course you do. They're everywhere, right? In your car's cup holder, at the bottom of your bag, maybe even in a jar you've been saving for years. But have you ever really looked at this tiny piece of American history? The story of the US penny is way more interesting than its 1 cent value suggests. Let's rewind the clock. The very first US 1 cent coin was minted way back in 1973. And let me tell you, it was a beast. It was made of 100% copper and was the size of a modern-day $50. What? Can you imagine carrying a pocket full of those? They were called Fujo cents and had a cool design, with the sun and the sundial and the motto, "Mind your own business." Seriously, that was the motto. Over the next century, the penny went through a major glow-up. It shrank in size and saw some beautiful designs like the Flying Eagle cent and the Indian head cent, which, by the way, doesn't actually feature a Native American, but Lady Liberty wearing a headdress. But the design most of us know and love, that came in 1909. To celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, his profile was put on a penny. This was a huge deal. It was the first time a real person, not an allegorical figure like Liberty, appeared on a regular issue American coin. And Honest Abe has been on our pennies ever since. Now, if you check your change, you'll probably find a few different versions of the Lincoln penny from 1959 to 2008. The back featured the Lincoln Memorial. You could even see a tiny statue of Lincoln sitting inside if you look closely. Then in 2009, for his 200th birthday, they released 4 special designs showing 4 different stages of his life. And since 2010, the back has featured a Union shield symbolizing Lincoln's role in preserving the nation. But here's where the story takes a sharp turn. You know how people say, "Do not swallow a penny"? There's a very good reason for that, especially for pennies made after 1982. See, the price of copper got so high that it's costing more than 1 cent to make 1 cent coin. So the US Mint switched things up. Modern pennies are now mostly zinc 97.5. Zinc to be exact, with just a thin copper plating, and zinc can be nasty. If a penny is swallowed, the stomach acid can break down the copper layer and expose the zinc core. This can lead to zinc toxicity, which can cause serious stomach and organ damage. It's particularly dangerous for pets and small children. So that old warning, it's not just a myth. This brings us to the big debate. Should we even keep the penny? It costs the government almost 3 cents to make one single 1 cent coin. We'll literally lose money making money. Many countries like Canada have already ditched their pennies, rounding cash transactions into the nearest 5 cents. Critics say getting rid of it would save money, time, and resources. But supporters argue it keeps consumer prices down and honors a beloved historical figure. So the next time you see a penny on the ground, maybe don't just pick it up for good luck. Pick it up and take a look. You're holding a 230-year-old story of changing designs, economic shifts, and a surprisingly controversial debate. Not bad for just 1 cent.